you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm currently shoving food in my mouth. And we're going to take some questions from the folks live on Twitch. If you haven't been part of this before and you want to, because I've been getting a lot of DMs about it. If you want to ask me a question for the podcast, all you have to do is show up when I tweet about it, hang out in our Discord channel, and that is literally it. You'll get picked eventually. And yeah, we'll do the do. Let's grab our first person today. This is the Uber Ginger. She has been watching for a long time. How are you doing today, Uber Ginger?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I am great. I have something stuck in my teeth.
Oh, well, sorry.
No. What can I do for you today?
So, thank you first for the opportunity. I appreciate all the work you've been doing. I wanted to ask you about non-gaming content. So,
okay.
a lot of the things that have been talked about on the podcast lately have been very much focused on if you stream games, or or like looking at the whole Ninja Drake thing, and while that's super positive for gaming content and visibility for games in general and Twitch, what's your perspective on non-gaming content on Twitch or other platforms? Do you think that there's a home for it, or that there's the right platform to utilize if you want to do a live version versus posting things on Instagram or YouTube or what have you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that as far as live creative content, like Twitch is still very new to that. Like Twitch has a really big installed user base that loves gaming, but the creative directories on Twitch aren't really super represented, right?
Right. Yeah.
Twitch is also dealing with like a culture issue there as well. Like people don't think, oh, I want to watch somebody paint, I should go to Twitch. So like that's something that they're sort of struggling with. So as far as like live content, I'm definitely not convinced that Twitch is the best place, although there is a lot of opportunity here because it's underrepresented, right?
Right.
But I have a hard time feeling like maybe, if you were to do like painting on Facebook or on, even Instagram Live, like you might have more success growing on those platforms, but also they're, at least with Instagram, it's a little bit more saturated. What's your goal with the creative content that you're making?
So I have a mix of things. First is my podcast, which is not anything like yours.
That's fine.
It's very
What's your podcast about?
It's focused on basically everything that falls in the realm of geek. So we chat a lot about games, but also Marvel movies or just whatever random weird thing has popped up on the internet this last weekend. We talked about the benefits of platypus milk. So,
that's weird as shit.
But
okay.
So, I do things like that, but I also do, purely creative stuff. If it's drawing or perler art or what have you. And I also just have a very sort of IRL focused, but it's more like an interactive stream approach. Let's have a conversation about a particular topic and let's start looking at things online and learning more about it together and just have a real, honest adult conversation about it. So it's kind of, I'm still honing what's my major focus beyond I just like geeky things and I like to talk about them a lot.
Got you.
But I'm just trying to figure out where there's the best growth potential, but also good interactivity, because you could think about like Instagram Live, but I don't really see that as being a good platform for interacting with the audience. Why? It's more just kind of, I don't know. I've only looked at it a little bit. I'll be honest, I haven't spent a ton of time on it. But I think just maybe because I'm not as comfortable with it, and I'm more comfortable with the Twitch platform, maybe that's why I don't see it as being more possible.
I find Instagram to be pretty easy to interact with the audience there. Unless you have like specific goals, like you need an active, like you feel like you need an active chat room, with links that you can click and like all this other stuff, like and bot commands and things like that. Like that's definitely something Instagram doesn't have on the live stuff. But I mean, now like you can literally have somebody call in on Instagram. Like they can request to call in and join you. Like, so it has some really interesting functionality. So the creative thing that you're doing is your podcast. It's not like painting. It's not like.
Well, there's a little bit of like traditional creative as well.
Okay.
So the podcast is one time a week. The creative, like traditional creative stuff is more frequent. It's hard to blend those things together, but all of them still have an interactive chat component. There are commands and different things that I like to incorporate. Maybe not so much on the podcast part. That would be awkward, but
so what like so what are you doing that is creative? Like what is the what are you making?
I've been working on actually sort of like a cooperative drawing class. I'm learning how to draw and I'm inviting other people to come in and learn with me. So we'll pick a topic and we'll draw together.
Okay. See, so now I understand a little bit more about why you're wanting Twitch instead of Instagram. I needed to know what you were doing.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, you want people to draw along with you and things like that. Although it would be really cool to do it on Instagram and then have someone call in and then you hit the button and then you can see their painting and they can see yours and everyone who's watching can see both, which would be sick. And that would be much more difficult to execute on Twitch as a platform. That's just an idea. I think that as far as live content for what you're doing, which is painting, like you're sort of paving the way. And at least on Twitch, you would be paving the way, right? Like there's a really tight-knit group of creative people on Twitch. Everyone that I've met who does creative on Twitch seems to know everyone else that does creative on Twitch. So, I mean, for what you're doing, I feel like it's just great content to put everywhere, right? Streaming it on Twitch and Mixer and Facebook and everywhere at the same time is huge. I almost feel like if you were really wanting to invest in it, like taking people on the journey with you to becoming a really well established painter, you know, like that's a really awesome like vlog. Like you can make YouTube content off that. And if you were on Facebook, like you could target ads while you were live streaming to people who want to learn how to paint. And you could have an ad that's like, come learn with me at this time and between this time and this time every single day, you know? Like I mean, like if your goal is to grow a community around it and fund yourself full time, I would recommend going somewhere where you have a lot more autonomy as to how your content gets distributed, as opposed to playing the Rock'em Sock'em Robots world of Twitch TV for creative, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I mean, does that match with your goal set? Like, is that what you want to do with
I don't know
this painting journey and things like that, or is it just like, do you want to take painting full time, or is this just like a hobby thing?
It's sort of in between. It's definitely more of like my side gig more than anything. So do I see myself doing it full time? Probably not, but I still devote quite a bit of time and resources to it and I enjoy it. So, you know, I want to push it as far as I can.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing is if you're devoting time and resources to it and like you have a possibility of it being your full-time job in like 5 years, I feel like going somewhere where it's easier for you to build a community would be smart. And someplace where you have, like I said, like ready access to tools that's going to get you in front of more people is key. Like Twitch, like other than like begging and pleading with somebody to get you on the front page or on the creative spotlight, which is something that they do that is unique to Twitch. On the inside of the Twitch directory, like inside of creative, they have randomly featured people at the top of creative, which is great. But Twitch is definitely not pushing super hard to get, you know, creative viewers through the door. You know, they're hardly pushing to get gaming viewers through the door in a big way. You know, like their user acquisition is really dependent on like big events happening, like, you know, the thing that happened with Drake, or like the GDQ events and like ancillary stuff that brings people onto the platform, rather than them like going out there and aggressively advertising what Twitch is. So yeah, I don't know. I've always sort of had a weird feeling about creative on Twitch. Like, I love that it's here and it can be part of the community. I just don't know if it's the best place.
Right.
So like,
yeah,
if you're on Facebook or if you're on Instagram, like, you have a chance to, you know, grow in that space and network in a better way in a location that's already accepting of the creative arts and have people on there looking for them in like a greater factor. But at the same time, you have the opportunity to, like, if Twitch decides to leverage creative really hard, now you have a platform that you can build off of. I feel like the answer to your question is be everywhere.
Okay.
Like, the best option for what you're doing is to be as many places as possible. Like, do your creative stream, take that whole thing and like upload like a long form video, like the whole thing, like put it on YouTube, take snippets and put it on Instagram, like, you know, funny things that happen, take, you know, and then take the whole thing and make a Facebook watch channel for you, and like, you know, like Facebook watch, learning to paint, you know, because you just like putting it everywhere and then finding where your metrics track's going to be more important than just approaching Twitch in like a live environment, because I think that there's so much more value to watching someone learn how to become great at something than just seeing it live.
Okay. I like that.
I mean, that's how I feel. And if you're looking for somebody who's sort of taken this streaming on Twitch thing and is doing more content, Nerd and Needle, who's in chat right now, who was on like the second episode we ever did, is also doing creative arts. She does like textile stuff. And she streams on Twitch, and she's had a lot of success maneuvering around on all these different places, right? And it's helped her grow her brand tremendously instead of just focusing right on Twitch. Now that she's in a lot more places, it's easier for her to get noticed, and now she's getting commissions for things and things like that. I would really recommend interfacing with her, someone who's actually taken, you know, a step and started executing on different ideas in the creative space.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, but like I think that your best play like is letting people come along on the journey with you while you learn how to paint, and taking that journey and putting it in as many places as possible is going to result in like the greatest chance of success for you. And it takes, if you've got a good internet connection, after you're done with your stream, you have like the equivalent of, you know, 30 to 40 minutes of uploading and placing it into different locations, and you're done. And you've expanded your social reach massively. You know, it's really overwhelming at first, but like literally like make a checklist. Like, I just got done. This is what I do. I'm telling this is what I do at the end of every stream. Okay. I have a checklist in my head. I'm done with the stream. I go, okay, have I answered every Instagram DM? Have I answered every email? Have I uploaded to Simplecast for my podcast feed, and then SoundCloud and Anchor? Have I made sure that I've uploaded the videos Tullis has given me for YouTube? And then if all those things are yes, then I go downstairs and hang out with Amy for a little bit until something explodes with one of my other projects and I have to deal with it. Right. But yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely, it's overwhelming at first, but once you learn how to practice that distribution, it becomes very simple and easy. And it'll become second nature. So it's just a little bit of spin up time where you kind of have to, you're going to feel like it's moving really slow. And then after a week or two, you'll just be flying through all that stuff.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Do you have any follow-up questions?
I think I have a lot to process already.
Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that what I was telling you kind of matched with your goals.
It's great. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Because if I'm off base and like you're just like, this isn't what I wanted at all, then like you can totally fucking tell me. I just want to put that out there for anyone who's ever listening. Like, if I give you bad advice, like, let me know.
No, I think that's fair. I think in the creative space or just non-gaming content in general, it's really hard to say this is the right answer because there's not really anything that's designed around it quite yet. So,
yeah. You know, there's places where it's more relevant, right? Like Instagram and like Pinterest. But yeah, like there isn't like a true to form, singular creative space for everyone to kind of come together and watch live creative stuff. I would agree with that, which could be an incredible opportunity for someone who wants to make that platform, which is not me, but it's out there.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, everyone has been
thank you.
Voraciously requesting where they can follow you on Twitch and where your podcast is and all that stuff. So please take a minute or two and shout out where folks can find you.
I'm currently on twitch.tv/the_uberginger, and that's pretty much my handle everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, etc. My podcast is also hosted on my channel, and we're actually working on transitioning that over onto Anchor and things too. So I'll definitely tweet that out when it's available. Sorry, I finished right when you were mid-chew.
Right when I put food in my mouth. No, it's fine.
And yes, and you can learn all about
Tell
platypus
everyone
milk.
about platypus milk. I'm curious. Give me like the elevator pitch for platypus milk.
So apparently, scientists have been playing with platypus milk because, why wouldn't you explore the milk of some odd creature? And they found that the proteins in the milk could actually be used to battle potential superbugs. So like the overprevalence of antibiotics, using proteins in platypus milk could help with resolving that issue.
Holy fucking crap.
I know, that's pretty crazy. And what's crazier is how you get the milk as a platypus child, I guess, because they don't have teats. So they lay on their backs and sweat the milk out, and then their progeny just like licks it off of their bellies.
Wild.
Yeah, it's the weirdest shit. So I was like, we're totally covering this in the podcast. You're welcome.
This is nuts. All right. So if Uber Ginger, with that 30 seconds, did not prove that she is someone you should go check out, that's insane. I try to keep up with like biomedical stuff, like new trends and like interesting research, and that hadn't even hit my radar. So thank you, Uber Ginger.
You're welcome. All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Time.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Oh man. That was insane. Platypus milk, dude. All right, let's grab the next person here. I'm going to finish my food. I thought about Luke in the new Star Wars movie. All right. Let's get Cinda here. What's up, Cinda? How can we help you today?
Hey, Broman.
Hello.
Just give me a moment. I have to edit a quick audio setting because Discord hates me.
No, you're all good, dude. You sound fine.
Okay. So after hearing your, I wouldn't call it a rant, but your passionate feelings about people going, but why should I go to Mixer? I'm like, and I talked to Kevin today in his stream.
Yeah.
I've been on Twitch for 2 years and haven't really seen any of the growth that I wanted, but it was a hobby, so.
Yeah.
However, I'm in my second year of university, and I'm like, okay, I have no idea if what I'm studying is what I really want to do with my life. And I love broadcasting.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'd love to make it a full-time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and of course, the whole thing was like, well, I'm established on Twitch. Why would I, jump ship? But you made the comment, it's like, well, you if you get into that top 1,000, you have a way better chance of making it than, trying to fight your way to the top here.
You will. Like the top, I mean, any established social media platform, the top 1,000 people on there are making a living off of that platform and the content that they create there. Yeah. But go on. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. But
No, that's completely fine. And so it was like, I wasn't sure if I was like, oh, I should go for it. And then I realized I'd been hit with that bug that you talked about. I was like, oh God, I really want to do this.
Yeah. Like who does, I mean, like that's the thing is like who doesn't want to take the shot? I mean, I think that after you have started streaming and you've done it for more than a month or two, like, you know, whether or not it's something that you want to do in your free time, if you want to make it your full-time, you know, if you would love it if it could be full-time, or if it's just not for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, like, if you have 2 more years of college left, which probably means you have ass tons of free time, unless you're working to put yourself through college.
A little bit, but
Okay.
I was lucky enough that like my parents were well off enough that like they could at least partially support me. But
Gotcha.
I've got my bills to pay.
Okay. So, you know, you have free time that, you know, you can devote to streaming, and you would like to make it full time. So what's the question in all this for you?
If I was to jump ship to Mixer right now, what would be your number one thing that I should do to make sure that I can get myself into that top 1,000 so that I can make this my career?
I mean, like, it's all the same advice I'd give to anybody who wants to make streaming as a career. You need to pay attention to the platform and its algorithms. You need to network inside of that platform and make sure they're working with people that are the same size as you, and making collaborative content with people that are your friends, like people you actually mesh with and make great content. Like I was making the comment earlier, like, you know, there are games that I play on Twitch specifically because the content that I make and the memories that I'm helping, you know, my viewers and the viewers of other people make are incredibly important. So even though it might not perform analytically like super great revenue wise, I don't care about that, because the long term of that is when somebody thinks about this game, they're going to think about a moment that they had with me involved.
Okay.
So being able to take a step back and look at content like that, finding people that you can, you know, make moments with, you know, make events with and things like that's key. A lot of what's going on Mixer right now is really focused around whatever's popular. So being able to straddle the line between streaming what's popular there and building out a variety base on that platform is huge. There are people daily that come and watch, you know, Kevin, who say, holy shit, this isn't PUBG or Fortnite. I love it here. So that's like that's just a disgusting opportunity. If everyone on the platform is playing the same game and you show up and play a different game, it's instant advertising. Well, why is this person doing that? Other than that, realize that all the time you've invested streaming has made you a better streamer. It's helped you grow, right? Like you're better now than you were 2 years ago at broadcasting. Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Yeah, exactly. So you have all of this knowledge that a day one Mixer streamer wouldn't have. You have 2 years of experience, and you're just taking that 2 years of experience somewhere else. So looking at it that way, knowing you're still going to have to execute on all of the usual like best practice kind of things in networking. But then, you know, after all of that, if you want to bring your community with you, you can. You just have to let them know, like, leave it as your last stream title. You can find me on Mixer, blah, blah, blah. So if anyone checks the thing, they know where you're at. Talk about it for a couple of days.
Yeah. The beauty of being on spring break right now is the fact that I can kind of stream every day and go, well, here we go.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, right now, and we talked about this earlier, Mixer has the user base of Twitch. 3% of the user base that Twitch has right now. Yeah. So like there's a massive opportunity there. Now you can look at that and say, wow, it's going to fucking die. I like to think about things optimistically because Microsoft doesn't like to lose money. They're a big fan of making money, and there's money to be made in the space. So whether you're moving from, you know, Twitch to Mixer or Twitch to Facebook or whatever, you do have to accept that, you know, it is a risk, but you're going to get more chances at grabbing people's attention there than you will on Twitch. So ultimately it's safe. It's a safe move. And yeah, my best advice would be network, keep streaming the way that you have here, and then be patient.
All right. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate this.
Oh man, at any time. Do you have any follow-ups? Do you have any place where you'd like to let people know to follow you? Maybe your future Mixer page or something like that?
I mean, the future Mixer page is actually set up. I just haven't streamed on it yet.
Ah, so chicken. Okay.
Well, I took
Where
the time
is
to
it?
set
Tell
it up
everyone where to
today.
follow you. This is going to be on the internet forever. Tell everyone where they can follow you. So when you're the like number one Mixer streamer in 10 years, I can tell everyone to come watch this when we talk.
Okay.
What's what is it?
Everybody can find me at it'll be mixer.com/syndixatrix, SYNDXATRIX. I know it's super hard to remember. You can check me out on Twitter there, on Instagram, on Twitch for the last maybe week or so.
Yeah.
That's where you can find everything. It's all right there.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, Syndatrix.
It's
There you
okay.
go,
Everyone
everybody. Give them a
slaughters
follow. Go post your links in chat so everyone can follow it up.
Alrighty.
I'll talk to you
Have
later.
a good
dude.
one.
Have a good one. It's a good conversation. Yeah, he's gonna post that in chat, guys. He's gonna post that in chat for y'all. And then if you're listening on the podcast, Hidden will have it on the Google Doc, which I still need to add to the show notes. Yeah. This is, I mean, like I said, this is a conversation we've been having more and more, and I'm expecting to have to answer this question like 100 more times. But if you're listening, the ultimate thing is when you are out there, especially if you're younger and you don't know what you want to do, or if you're in college and you think that it's something that might be interesting, you have time to invest in taking a risk. So I think that, you know, my behavior when I started streaming on Twitch was nobody knows what the fuck this Twitch thing is, which means I have a lot of chances here before it becomes the next YouTube. And there are finally competitors in the live streaming space that make sense to take a bet on. So whether it's Mixer or Facebook Gaming or even YouTube Gaming, you know, there are opportunities for you that weren't present 5 years ago for me, and I'd recommend taking the risk while all of these things are still unknown, because if they become known, you become known with them. All right, let's grab Ayato, or Ayato, I think is what it is. Ayato, what's up, my friend? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. You sound very relaxed.
I'm very relaxed. Yes.
All right, good. Good. What can I do for you, man?
So what made you want to stream?
What made me want to stream? Like, why'd I start? I wanted to make a place online that me and my friends who no longer hung out anymore could hang out.
Oh. And another question I have is, why do you do sponsored streams?
Why do I do sponsored streams? Sponsored streams allow me and other content creators to support ideas and projects that we love, receive compensation for them, and take the weight of responsibility for, you know, supporting our content financially away from our communities.
And this is the final question.
Like, let me go a little bit further on that. Let me give you a deeper example, okay? I'm about to take 4 days off to go to St. Jude to be a part of the summit there. So if I have, you know, let's say I have no sponsored work in my life at all, that's 4 days off work where I'm losing money, okay, that I used to pay my bills, pay my mortgage, you know, pay for my house, my life, you know, buy things for my friends, whatever the hell I'm doing, and that money won't come back ever, right? But if I have a strong set of sponsored work surrounding all of that, taking time off doesn't hurt as much. So in my situation specifically, I try and look at my schedule, and if I know that there are months where I have if I like, there's a month like this next month coming up, right? Like April, I'm going to be traveling a lot. So if I do a lot of sponsored work now, it compensates for all of my downtime later. I think that a lot of people look at sponsored work like, oh, you're a piece of shit and you're selling out or whatever. And I think that you are a piece of shit sellout if you ever do sponsored work with somebody who doesn't fit with your values. But if you're doing sponsored work for any brand, product, game, whatever the fuck it is that you believe in, all you are doing is lending your voice to someone else's project so that you can help it grow. And as long as you're not mismanaging your influence over your community, sponsored work is never a bad thing.
Okay. So, final question. What made you want a game?
What?
Play games and all
Play
that.
games? I mean, I started playing games when I was 5, so I wanted to play video games because they were fun.
Oh. When you're 5 too. It's something I can relate to. Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me on here, and have a good day.
Yeah, all right, man. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Just to let everyone know, you can't really find me anywhere.
I can't find you anywhere online?
Yeah.
All
pretty
right,
much
dude.
Twitch is the only place.
I got you, bro. You have a good one.
I don't stream.
I got you, man.
If I do, not often. All right, well, see you guys.
See you later. That guy is so unbelievably fucking high right now. That was great. But he asked a good question, man. I love that guy. Holy shit, that was great. What a special day this is. Let's talk to Chowder. What's up, Chowder? How you doing, my friend?
Hey, what's up, bro, man?
How are you doing? Are you high right now?
No,
No? Okay,
definitely
cool.
not.
I was just checking, man. I just wanted to be able to temper my response in advance. What can I do for you?
That was pretty funny.
That was really good, dude. I had a good time. It was fun.
I'm actually pretty surprised I got in here. For one, work has been taking up time.
Hey, man.
A lot of time.
I'm happy you could be. Anytime someone's like, dude, I made it. It's work is assholes. I'm so excited. So,
Yeah.
well, first of all, thank you for trying for so long to make it. And I'm glad you're here. What can I do for you?
Well, it kind of leads into the question I have is, how do you find time to allow yourself to be creative? I work a full-time job.
Okay.
I come home, eat my food, try to game and stream as much as I can. But at that point, I'm done, you know? But I want to do it. So I do it anyway, but I feel like it's not the best.
So when you say be creative, in what way? Like, what are you trying to create that you feel inhibited from?
A good entertaining stream.
Okay.
A good YouTube video.
Got you.
I do a little bit of graphic designing on the side.
Solid.
The only thing that I could really dive into is graphic design, because a lot of the times it's just me messing around unless I actually have somebody to do some work for. But other than that, it's mainly just trying to how do you wake yourself up, man? After when you used to do it for 40 hours a week plus stream for 40 hours, how do you do it?
I mean, streaming was my fucking lifeblood, dude. Like, I would dream about it while I was at work. And then I would fucking stream, and then I would go to bed wired, and I would wake up and I couldn't wait to do it the next day, there was that was the drive that I had, right? Like, I loved it. So it was a constant pull to do it, to get better. When I started streaming as well, it was two things. I loved the interactivity, right? But the other thing was, when I got started streaming, I was a big part of the speedrunning community, right? So I also had this drive to improve my run times and find a better route for the game. And I was in love with the whole community around it. So I didn't feel like when I got online, I was being forced to create anything. I was just being myself online. And maybe that's what's stopping you up. As far as graphic design and things like that, I have no scope there. The one thing I've always been told in my life, and whenever I have to get creative around a problem, which for me usually involves some business stuff for either King's Coast or for Guardian Con, I'll do something that's the complete opposite of being creative. I'll go read a book about astrophysics. Or
that's random.
No, I mean, it's there are some there are some studies that it would indicate that you know, giving, you know, working on different things, you know, hyper logical or hyper creative and really abstract, like pulling yourself in other directions like that can kind of help center your thoughts. So I just kind of do that as a practice. Right now, I feel like I'm in a really good place where half of my work is kind of abstraction, and then the other half of my work is very like logical and coordinated. So I feel like I'm in a good balance. But if you're constantly pushing yourself to create, at least for me, that's always when I was like, fuck this, I can't make anything ever and I suck. You know, and I would get really down on myself just because I wasn't taking the time necessary to like really like let my brain relax or give the creative side of me a break.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Definitely, my brain does not shut off. Only unless I'm gaming, and then I'm like right now I'm in love with Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, right. Because okay. Because it's like meditation, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like taking a break.
So relaxing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So
I guess kind of
yeah. So
I guess you're saying...
so that's what drove me, and that's what I do when I feel like I need to be creative. Does that help, or did we like not touch on your?
No, it definitely helps.
Okay, cool. No, I just want to make sure, man. Like, I don't just want to talk about myself and then assume that that's going to help you.
No, I think it's like more like just kind of let it like step away for a second and then let it happen organically.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the eureka moment is such a real thing. You know, because all of our ideas are fucking sucked out of the ether around us, right? Like, like there's a little bit of conditioning and like we can teach ourselves, but when you have a fresh idea, like it comes out of nowhere. You know, you see two pieces of the puzzle that should fit together and they've always been in your head, but then you have the moment where you see them connect, right? So yeah, I mean, like there are things in the creative fields that I think you do need to push yourself for, like making it habit. Like if you draw every day. If you make music every day. If you stream every day, right? Like do the, like, it's like working out, do your reps. But when it comes to like truly being creative, like sometimes that's not the best practice. You just need to take a little break.
Definitely feel on that. That's good advice. Definitely.
Well, thanks,
I took 2 weeks. Yeah, I took 2 weeks off of gaming. So, and my first stream again back on Mixer after leaving affiliate on Twitch was yesterday.
And how'd that go for you? And now I'm curious. I want to gather data.
I've had better days.
Okay.
But it was still fun. I was with, you know, friends of mine playing Sea of Thieves, so I had a blast regardless of the numbers.
That's what really counts, man.
It does. It does, definitely. I got a couple other questions.
Yeah, dude, hit me up, man. It took you forever to get on here, so let's knock them all out of the park, man.
Mixer. Is it, do you think it caters more towards console gaming or PC gaming?
It is agnostic.
Neither. Okay.
Which means that it does not have a platform preference, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so like you have all of these like opportunities, right? Where you're like, or not opportunities, obvious assumptions. I don't know why I got those words confused about Mixer since it's a Microsoft product, right? Like they're going to favor Xbox. They're going to force you to do X, Y, and Z. I can't, I've had people say like, oh, you can't stream PlayStation games on Mixer. Mixer is a company owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft understands that people play video games everywhere. So they don't show preferential treatment towards any particular, you know, platform. In fact, streaming on PC or streaming a PlayStation game over there would make you stand out, just for the simple fact that you are fighting against people's assumptions that it operates that way. So Mixer is yeah, you can stream anything there, and you should.
Yes. Yeah, I took your advice. I shouldn't have signed the contract for affiliate.
Well, I mean, you know, like you can't look back and judge yourself like that. Like I think that a lot of people were assuming, you know, that contract was just like a nice little quick way to get you know, like to monetize your hobby. But the thing is, like, when you get bit and you're like, oh, I want more, I want to make this a potential full-time opportunity, and then you find it restrictive, you know? So yeah, don't judge yourself about that, man. We all live and learn. I've signed really bad contracts before.
Yeah, I'm still in one. I'm paying it for my car.
I feel you, man. Yeah, I think everybody on this channel remembers a year-long contract that I signed that was suboptimal, but you know, like, we all make mistakes and it's fine. You just got to keep moving. The loss belongs to you and you just got to keep going.
Yeah, people in chat are saying that affiliates can stream to Mixer still.
You can. I mean, like, there's like, listen, I could stream on Mixer right now.
Yeah.
You
just have
can't
to wait,
multi-stream,
like, what, 20?
and if you do it, you lose your ability to monetize your Twitch content.
Yeah.
So everything effectively about what you do on Twitch, as far as monetization, goes away. So, you know, that I wouldn't worry about that. That's people sitting there in armchair lawyering you. And ultimately, if your goal is to make it work long term, you need to make it work long term.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a goal of mine, more part-time than full-time, but because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make it a job, but I also, you know, would like to monetize some things.
Yeah,
that's where graphic design came in for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, and see, that's the thing, is if your goal isn't to go full-time, then, you know, we've talked about this a few times, Twitch's easy access to monetization and built-in community and expectations is great. And especially if you're a graphic designer, there's people who needs work on Twitch everywhere. It's all about, you kind of have to work backwards, right? Identify what your goal is and then work backwards to find the best place for that. If your goal ultimately is to do graphic design, staying engaged in a place like Twitch has a lot of benefits because there's a lot of people that'll need design work. But you have the same level of benefit on Mixer because you might be the only person there that knows how to do design work.
Yeah.
You know, or stream it. Yeah. And obviously stream your graphic design work if you can.
I tried a couple of times and it worked for a while.
Yeah.
And then I got too caught up in chat. So.
I see.
I forgot what I was doing.
It happens. Happens for sure.
All right. Well, I got two more questions. One, my brother actually couldn't make it. He's still working, but he wanted to know, pursuing the growth of a streaming community, is it worth the effort to put it in if you're only going to be on like part-time? So he's saying more like Fridays and Saturdays would be his only time being on. And having a community that, you know, knows that we're going to be there always on Fridays and Saturdays. Is it something that you think can grow into something potentially big? Yeah,
I mean, anything can. It's just
because
I mean, there are podcasts that release one episode a week, and they're top 100 podcasts. Like, you can't get too overly pragmatic about what will and won't work because it'll keep you from trying things. There's nothing that's saying that you can't be the guy who streams on Twitch once a month and has 20,000 subscribers because everyone loves your fucking content, right?
Yeah.
There are no rules for that. Like, the determining factor on something like that is like how creative and engaging you are, not are you following this checklist of assumed right things to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So pretty much just go for it. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go for it.
All right. Well, last question. It's a little oddball. Do you prefer beer or scotch?
I like scotch more than beer. It makes me feel less shitty the next day. That's real, dude. That's fucking about as real as it gets. Yeah, when I drink beer, I always have a hangover. Almost always have a hangover. I'm actually I've been debating stopping drinking, period, and I might do that soon, but we'll see. Everyone will be everyone in chat right now is gonna be like, oh god, no, but no, but you know, like, I want to be alive forever. So,
yep, it's a good health.
Good stuff,
Stop
man.
Drinking
all right,
makes health good. Hey, thank you, man.
Thank you, dude. Thank you for asking so many questions. I think the best thing that you can do right now is really nail down, like, you've got a lot of things that you want to do. Try and find one that you want to focus on and then work backwards from that goal. And that'll help you do things like pick which platform you should be on, like where you should invest your time and things like that. Okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. Work backwards. So.
Work back. Yeah, I mean, and look, and if you can't figure the shit out, say, all right, whatever, flip a goddamn coin and go all in on one of those ideas. You'll learn faster doing that. Like, if you go all in on an idea and it takes a month and you're like, I fucking hate it, that's better than spending 10 months wondering whether or not it would work, right?
Yeah.
You know, you speed up your process by forcing you to get involved. Okay.
Words of wisdom.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for being part of the podcast and the stream, and I love you.
I love you too, man. Thank you for doing this. This is great.
Thank you, dude. Have a good one.
You.
All right, let's get Peroxide Pick. What's up, Peroxide Pick? How you doing? He's muted. It's mute. That's all good, man. Yep. Hello, Mr. Peroxide Pick. Are you there? Is there something? I don't know, man. He might be like super muted and it's like a problem. All right, we'll grab someone else. This is Gutterball. What's up, Gutterball? How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Not much, dude. What can I do for you?
So I'm a grad student right now. I'm kind of coming up with an idea for a research project
Okay.
with streaming related.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out a problem for supplemental instruction for online learning
All right.
because there's no like really help guides for online learning. It's all like in person.
Okay.
And I was wondering if like it would be like a possible idea to use Twitch or Mix or one of these streaming platforms as a possible method for that.
So you're using live stream platform as scaffolding to do online education. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So I'm with you. That's a great fucking idea. I mean, one, it's a good idea because I think that people like to learn, and learning in a live environment is better than anything else. For a lot of people, and then the fact that you have like chat there, so the people who learn by, let's say, reading better than learn by listening have access to information. You can set up bots so they can see spreadsheets, all this other stuff. It's a fantastic environment for that. Yeah. And then of course, if you're working with like a pre-existing organization, you can literally have people sign up like, okay, I'm going to be part of, you know, Biochem 2, and I need to be on twitch.tv/Biochem 2 at 9 p.m. every night because that's when my class starts.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I'm fucking, if you can't tell by my pressured speech and excited tone of voice, I think it's a great idea. So please continue.
Well, then I would use like teaching assistants to be like the moderators in the chat and supplement that.
This motherfucker right here, god damn it. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
And then if there's no one in the supplemental instruction portion that's like in the college class or the high school class, I could then open up to chat for questions.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. So are you doing this in tandem with a university or anyone like that right now?
No, strictly it's just like my idea, waiting to do a research project on it.
Okay, cool. I like it. How can I help?
I was just trying to see if it was like a good idea, and whether I should pursue
Dude,
it.
It's not a good idea. It's a fucking fantastic idea. Potentially revolutionary. And let me tell you why I think it's really good. There are a lot of online learning locations like Masterclass, right? And Masterclass and all these other places, they are pay to play, right? Mm-hmm. I want to take a masterclass, like right now, like I could sign up for masterclass and I could have a masterclass taught to me online by Gordon Ramsay for cooking. Okay. But what if Gordon Ramsay streamed that same class on Twitch for free? Like, what if I knew that every single week I could go to twitch.tv/Gordon Ramsay and he would be doing the exact same thing he was doing on masterclass there? One, that'd be a killer idea for Gordon because he could not that he needs any more growth, but I mean, like, that is huge. We were just talking about the creative director needing a star and he could do that. But the fact that you could do that with even higher level concepts is big to me, right? Like the fact that you could do that with biochem, or the fact that you could do that with calculus or any of that other stuff. I think is really good. Do you have like what? So are you going to have to test case this?
I will.
Okay. With what class?
I'm currently a high school teacher, so I'm thinking just like a select group of like AP students.
Okay.
Since they're already kind of driven and focused, and not likely to screw around in chat. And then see where it goes from there.
You're going to be teaching AP what?
Chemistry.
Okay. So you realize that if you were teaching an AP Chem class, every single fucking student in the United States would want to watch that if they were in another AP Chem class, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure you were aware.
Which would be like instant growth, instant everything.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah. Like, I'm dead fucking serious because I really want to see where this is going to go. Tweet me like ahead of time when you are going to do your first class, and I would love to spread the message out there for you.
Okay.
Because I think that using Twitch as an education platform, like we're doing right now, is actually very smart. And live streaming education on a free platform instead of a paid platform is something that not a lot of people are doing. A lot of people in education are trying to in-house that shit. And I think that when you take it to people for free, more people get access to it. So yeah, like you just let me know.
I will.
When it's happening, like send me an email and I'd love to like retweet it and be like, hey, if you are, I would retweet it and I would literally say, if you are in AP chemistry, tune into this stream right now. You're an idiot. You know, because I just, there are so many really awesome teachers out there. And I think that something that inhibits learning, and this was my case in school, was when I had a shitty teacher, I was screwed. And I just wished that I could just attend a different class. So having the option of tuning in and having like 10 different instructing styles for AP chemistry, like, and you just find the one that you mesh with, you find the person who teaches you the best and you stick with that person, and then you finally actually get to learn. Like, I don't know, this is big, dude. I wish you nothing but the best. And anything I can do to kind of boost or social support your experiment, let me know.
That would be epic. I would love that.
Oh, it's gonna be, dude. We're gonna change the fucking face of education right here on fucking Ask Broman. Yeah, no. So when do you think you're gonna be doing this for the first time?
Probably sometime near the end of May. Getting ready to go into like the finals.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and then I would continue trying to do some different things during the summer with other classes.
Yeah.
Just as like experimental stuff.
Yeah, I mean, people are bringing up a lot of good points in chat. This is a great way for people who are in shitty school districts that have awful teachers to learn from great teachers. I'm really excited, dude. I don't think that you're just onto something. I think that if this isn't being done, which I'm pretty sure I'd be aware of it if it was, at least on Twitch, this is going to be really revolutionary, and I can't wait to see where you're at in 10 years. You could be on the fucking front page of Forbes or some shit.
That'd be a dream.
It'd be a treat for me, dude. Yeah, so again, and I just want to be with you right now. Like, I'm not letting you go because I want to be near your idea because it's so wonderful. But yeah, can you let everyone know where they can follow you or find you right now before you get this project off the ground?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter right now at FreeNate08, FREENAT08.
Yeah.
And then I'm on Twitch at Goverball298.
Fantastic, man. Well, thank you so much, and you have an awesome day, and everybody go follow this man.
Thank you, Broman.
Yeah. That is fucking awesome, dude. And I know a lot of you are bringing up issues like, well, how would they get class credit and thing like that? And I don't know. I see this as something that you could do on top of the already existing structure. You're already enrolled in AP chemistry. You already have to take that bullshit fucking test, but your teacher's a moron. Well, now you have access to other teachers and you take the same test and you still get credit. The fact that he was doing AP makes it a lot easier than if he was just taking a traditional course. But even in that sense, if you're taking a traditional course, you still have to do your homework and you still have to You still have to do your homework. You still have to pass your tests, which is something another teacher can help you do. And this is me speaking as someone who's not a parent, but knows I'm going to have a kid that's going to learn Common Core math, which I have no fucking idea how to do. I would watch things so that I could figure out how the fuck to help my kids. So I think that I think it's a really revolutionary idea to use free streaming platforms to continue or grow the education of other people. So that is really fucking cool. And I think I've got time for one more. So let's grab this guy. His name is Red Alcoholic. And we'll see what they've got to say. Or maybe they'll be muted. We'll see what goes on, man. Yeah, Chowder, you can post anything anywhere, my dude. All right, I don't think he's actually there. I think he might be AFK chilling. So yeah, that's gonna be it for us today. I am mind blown by your questions, honored by the fact that you'd spend any part of this day with me today, and I appreciate you all so much. Please check out any of the people who are on today. I think that all of them have bright futures ahead of them, and they've got some pretty interesting ideas, and I'm looking forward to seeing how everybody grows in the future. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you everybody on the podcast for listening. If you're new to the podcast, make sure you rate or subscribe or whatever. I would appreciate it. Share it with a friend, because without you, this whole experiment falls apart, and I do appreciate that. I wanted to talk for 1 second about something we're doing with King's Coast. We just launched our first branded roast with another Twitch streamer. But Broman, you've already got 2 branded roasts. That's right. Small child who likes to argue about things. Those are both, the owners of the company. This is our first roast with somebody who's outside of the company. So we launched Dr. Lupo's Lifeline Roast. It is a medium-bodied coffee. And if you want to check that out, you can go to kingscoast.com/Dr. Lupo or /Lupo. I don't remember which one it is. But if you've been looking for a new medium offering for us, this is our first one in a while, so I'd highly recommend checking that out. Enough shilling! Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. Yay, good podcast. We did it. Did you see how we did that podcast, dude? Wow.